Tell me a bit about any of the online campaigns you've been running and how they're going.
Well, the first campaign that WSPA UK has ever run, and we started it last summer, and it's called Not in My Cuppa, and it's trying to secure the future of dairy farming in Britain, something that works for consumers, something that works for the welfare of dairy cows, and something that isn't going to put farmers out of business, obviously. And people are at the heart of that. People need to know why they should care about it. I mean, obviously we're a welfare organisation, so it's about the cows, but there are many reasons why someone would care, and so we realised that this actually was going to be a really complex campaign that would totally dominate our other Facebook and Twitter pages. So we set up their own pages towards the end of last August. So when
about a year ago.
Yeah, so when the campaign launched, we wanted there to be some activity on the pages already. So we launched we put them up about 2 weeks before the launch.
Yeah.
And that's been really good because it's been like a hub for people to share information. So you might have someone who is really concerned about something that is happening in their village. So they can come and talk to like-minded people about it. And they also know that they can share information about, perhaps the most famous application up in Lincolnshire. They can speak to people who've been through the process, get advice directly from them. They can tell us, do you know about this particular news story? What are you doing about it? So it's a very different field to the WSPA UK pages. So it feels right that it's got its own space.
Yeah, well, I've actually been on the site, and it's very interactive. You've got sort of tools there where you can actually tweet to your page with things that you've got on there, and you've got videos on there. Tell me a bit about those.
So yeah, we wanted to reflect the fact that the campaign is driven by people. So it's called Not in My Cuppa, but it's all about personalisation. So it could be not in my shopping basket, not in my latte, not in my baby bottle, not in my cat's saucer of milk. And so what we thought would be really important is to have a live feed on the homepage, so you could see people talking about it. So it actually pulls in all the phrases around the words "not in my cuppa" that you see on Twitter or Facebook, and allows people, like you said, to take action directly on the page. People can also take their own photos or videos. There are less of those because people, I think, perhaps feel less comfortable with that, but it does allow the people the option if they are really keen photographers or really keen videographers.
Yeah. What have you found has been successful with the campaign? Obviously it was only a year ago since you kicked it off, but you've still got a huge following in that time.
I think that to begin with it was about an urgent need. So there was an application for an 8,100 cow dairy farm up in Nocton in Lincolnshire. So it was about letting people know that there was an organisation working on that which covered all the issues. So we worked with lots of partner organisations, 5 different charities in the UK, and we made sure that if one of them had a complementary piece of work going on, that we promoted that and they would promote us. And so it was a real network, which is what social networks are. Yeah. So I think that's why it's been successful. We've played to the strengths of it. It's a social campaign, it's about sharing information, and what better way to do it than on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, of course. So if you didn't use social media, say you tried to do this 10, 15 years ago, this kind of campaign, how do you think it would have differed from what you've done here?
Grassroots, out in villages, mailings to people, and the campaign I think wouldn't have been so successful because we are a tiny, tiny team. Yeah. There's 4 of us and one of us is part-time. So we just wouldn't have been able to affect the same level of change for animals. I think it would have probably failed without social media.
Yeah, so social media is definitely having a positive impact on the charity?
Yeah.